Hi and welcome back to my All the Perfume YouTube channel. In this video I'll be giving you the second half of my Britney Spears perfume reviews. So the reason I decided to film these videos in two halves is just because there are so many perfumes in the Britney line. How I've split them in half really is just chronologically on when they were launched. So yeah, I'm excited to get into it. You may have noticed there are lots of fantasy bottles in this one. Not really a bad thing. I do like the line rather a lot. A couple are missing. I don't have some of the special editions. I don't have Prerogative Ego, which I'm not very keen on. But suffice it to say that on my Instagram, people have noticed my collection is quite big, and I've been lucky to be able to get a hold of them in the UK as well. So keep watching and you'll get my little reviews of every single one of these fragrances. Okay, so let's start up with the scent that I really do love. I think it stands out a little bit from the rest of the Britney line, which kind of makes it sound as though I'm saying I don't like the others as much or in the same way, but it's just a bit different. It's just a bit of a different vibe. And it is Intimate Fantasy. It's a lovely bottle to start with, this pretty white with the pink gemstones. And the smell is musky. And what I love about it is the brown sugar note, because to me this really does just smell of that. Musky, brown sugar, and lemon, but only when I knew about the lemon could I smell it. One of my followers actually on Instagram did say that this was a really good scent for autumn, and it made me view it in such a different way. And I really love that with fragrance, that you could hear what somebody else says and pick something else up from it. I'll talk more about that later actually. This is so nice to wear at night. Perhaps the name Intimate might suggest that. And yeah, it's something different from the line. Not the sweet, not the candied, sugary, autumnal, cozy vibes from Intimate Fantasy. You can still buy this, which is good news, because I know a lot of people find it hard to get hold of the Britney fragrances. Yeah, still in the UK at the very least. So I thoroughly recommend this one. So my feelings about the next fragrance when I first smelt it might be given away in the size of the bottle. So here we have Maui Fantasy. I didn't know how I felt about the flowers originally, but I've just been admiring this evening, and I do love this white detail on the cap. So this is another one that's grown on me even more. And the reason is because it's a bit like Miami Glow. It shares the passion fruit note. Miami Glow, I should say, is a fragrance by Jennifer Lopez, if you hadn't yet heard of it already. I love it. It shares the passion fruit. It's got white woods. It's got some flowers, as the bottle would suggest. And actually I can smell the pink grapefruit note as well in there. So yeah, I didn't instantly love this one. I've appreciated it more over time. I would say that you don't need a bottle of this if you have Miami Glow, and vice versa. They are kind of that similar. Quite an unusual, well, a bit atypical with the rest of my collection then to have this as the second one up when it's one I'm not loving, but an enjoyable, fruity, pretty scent that would make quite a nice gift, I think. One that you kind of can't go wrong with, and good for this time of year in summer as well. That is Maui Fantasy. Now the next scent really is something a bit different from the rest of the Britney line, and it is Private Show. So when Private Show came out, I bought it. I can't remember actually, maybe it was a gift. I would have asked for it for my birthday or something. And I just thought it was really different. They were my thoughts. It was back when my life was very different to what it is now, and I probably was just too busy to give it much thought. Yeah. On the online community in the fragrance world, there is a lot of love for this because it's a coffee scent. Oh, and it really is beautiful. It's coffee, whipped cream, nectarine. And I'm a real foodie in life and with my scents. So knowing those notes, kind of getting a bit, what do you say, like getting kind of excited about it because of other fragrance lovers liking it as much as they do. There's a word for that and I'll think of it later. It's just made me love this even more. So this has come on a few coffee dates with me. Yeah, it's in that league of my black opiums and those other scents with coffee that I love. And it's, I don't like using the word mature, but it's something different from the Britney line. Somebody who maybe doesn't enjoy her sweet and fruity scents could well appreciate this and not really think too much about the fact that it's celebrity or Britney and all the rest of those things that come with it. I recommend this one, Private Show. Now the next scent that I'll talk about is a complete compliment getter. I've been out with Sam before and had the person serving us in a restaurant compliment it. I've had him compliment it. That now just sounds like 2 people, but I assure you it's been more. And it is Fantasy in Bloom. Back when I bought this, flowers weren't as much my thing as they are now. I'm getting way more into my flowers and picking them out of scents. But then it was, oh, you know, okay, it's not the candy, it's not the fruits, it's flowers. But it is beautiful, and the cherry blossom in it is really lovely. I want to smell this. There's mandarin too. And there is a lot more vanilla than I remember. Yeah, so this takes me back to a really lovely trip we had in the Cotswolds with like a beautiful cottage, Airbnb vibes, really nicely. Oh, it's such a relaxing place. I could redo one of those trips right now. And I sprayed a lot of this and I loved it. Yeah, so not an instant love for me in my collection, but I wouldn't be without it now. And you know what? I'm actually on the lookout for a scent of the night. And with the hot weather we've been having in the UK, this kind of projects really well. Maybe that's why it gets compliments. I think this might well be in the running. Fantasy in Bloom, very pretty floral fragrance. So in the same way that the size of a bottle might tell you how much I liked perfume when I first bought it, this one and how little is left in it will tell you how much I do love it. This is VIP Private Show. I'm never quite sure whether I'm saying that the right way around. VIP Private Show. It's not like the original. When this came out, I thought, yeah, this is a Sarah scent. This is my sort of thing. I could smell strawberry. The glitter in the lid is a nice touch. And what is actually there is raspberry, apple, mango. Don't often get mango in many of the scents, but I know I enjoy it. And it's fruity, sparkly, fizzy, fun. It's kind of like a Paris Hilton scent to me, actually. And I want to test a bit. Even if it's not my scent of the night, I need to wear this. I'm getting a lot more of that mango now. This is really nice. TK Maxx actually have this for about £9. And yeah, I've been tempted to replace my bottle with its little bit in here. It's so beautiful. And Sam bought it for my birthday, I think 3 years ago. So I really love this one. If you like your sweet florals, you'll enjoy this. The next perfume I'll talk about is Sunset Fantasy, yet another fantasy launch. So this has a lovely bottle that definitely got my attention because I really love pink and orange together. And it joined my collection and it then kind of didn't have too much prominence or tend to be one that I reached for until I really got my head around the milk mousse note and how yummy that smells on the skin. I wore this today. It was my scent of the day in the hot weather. You've got peach in here, grapefruit, apple. It's yummy, like inviting that bit on holiday before you go out for dinner. That's when I can kind of imagine really being in my element wearing this. But today, for being out in the sunshine, walking with Nathan, pushing him along, I liked smelling this. I could smell it on myself when I was also later on in the day and feeling too hot. Sunset Fantasy, if you can get hold of it, I would recommend trying. We now have another perfume that needs replacing, and that is Prerogative. I love this cute bottle. And what got me intrigued with this launch is that it's actually marketed as a unisex scent. I'll give you my thoughts on that. I don't think the scent should be marketed male or female either way, really, but that's the world we're in. They are. When something's unisex, it just gets my interest because I want to know what the thinking was behind it and how that might come across in fragrance. This is a heavy coffee scent. Heavy sounds like a bit of a negative there. What I mean is the coffee is quite a prominent note. It has goji berries, it has sandalwood, and it's just beautiful. I love it because it's got a warmth and a kick to it. And for me, it's even better than Private Show, which is, as I said, also coffee, but I'm going to say the word coffee again now. It's better for me because the coffee is better, whereas Private Show has a different thing with that creaminess. I love smelling this on myself. I think the projection's really good. I think it lasts really well, and well, I've got a bit left in there. That will keep me going. But yeah, I love that this is a Britney scent. I think it's really fun. I think it's a different note from her, and I would like to see in the future maybe other notes being explored in her range. Try out Prerogative. I receive a lot of messages about this next perfume, and I kind of feel for those fragrance lovers who can't get hold of this one because it is delicious. It's Rainbow Fantasy. Kind of real 2020 memories of this for me, and I mean that as a good thing. The bit before the pandemic, the bit where I became self-employed and was doing lots of fun things. So this is a scent that made me really love cloudberry as a note, and I actually have it in some of my wax melts at home too. The bottle is beautiful. This is woody, it's got finger lime in it as well, and cotton candy. So you'll find this if you look back at my cotton candy scents video too. It's yummy, and I know I've said it about the last few scents, but in the whole big picture of all these Britney perfumes, this is one that really lasts well, that really projects. So it's a bit of a beauty. I kind of want to put it on my skin, but it's not my scent of the night. I'm not thinking that will happen. I've got Milton standing by my leg, so we don't want to get perfume on him. Oh, it's beautiful. I love that lime in it. I love lime in scents. One of my real favourite notes. One of my longest standing favourite notes. Loved it forever. Yeah, Rainbow Fantasy is beautiful. Do try it out. I feel with this next one that if somebody were to ask me, or to ask me to name a Britney perfume that was really typical of her line, I would tell them Prerogative Rave. I have a lovely big bottle. This was one we saw on a shopping trip and Sam treated me to. And yeah, it's got this lovely raspberry note, really strong raspberry scent. It's got apple and it's got orange. It's just so fruity and fun. I do want to test a bit, even though it won't be my scent of the night. Oh, that's really lovely. But I do need to wear it more. And I think this is actually what got me into raspberry as a note, which sometimes smells a little like strawberry to me. Yeah, this is a really lovely, fruity, fun scent. Check out Prerogative Rave. I love this next perfume. When I saw the advertising for it, didn't think the bottle was that nice, and then in person it's much better. So this is Glitter Fantasy, and I've actually bought this for my best friend as a gift in the past, and she really enjoys it too. This is red berries, it's plum, it's musk, but it's juicy and addictive and lovely, and it's so fun to wear. I actually choose this quite often for my scent of the night, probably because the bottle's on display in my bedroom. It's a nice easy reach. It's got that mouth-watering thing that Believe has also got, so I would definitely recommend this one. It's a close contender for the scent of the night, so I'll decide shortly. Watch this space. Here we are again with another bottle that grew on me. This is Festive Fantasy. These colours sort of shouldn't work, but they do, and it's pretty. And it's got sour cherry in it as a note, and it's got sugar, it's got plum. And I read somebody describe this as like a cross between Midnight Fantasy and Rainbow Fantasy. Spot on. Really good longevity, really good smell on the skin. Oh, it's beautiful. It is really good. It's really fun to wear. I mean, I've said before that if sugar is in a scent, it sounds inviting. It's going to sound like something I want to wear. So I need to spray this. I'm running out of skin here, as always. I could see myself wearing that one this evening. Yeah, that's lovely. I think you can still buy this as well. I've seen this around online, so do check out Festive Fantasy as one of the later Britney launches. So Fantasy Intense is the next perfume I'll talk about, which reminds me, I don't have the sheer one yet, but I know I liked it when I tested it. So with this perfume, we've got this darker bottle here, darker than the original Fantasy, and it actually reminds me a little of Fantasy, the Naughty remix, because it's very similar to the original. It's got the cupcake, the white chocolate, but it's more woody, and it is enjoyable. It wasn't an instant love because I couldn't really pick up on enough of a difference. But then, you know, to have another fantasy type perfume in my collection, no bad thing. I had it, I got it anyway. But I've come to appreciate it more knowing about that woodiness because I love wood in scents. So yeah, it's a good one. Now that smells really good and like Christmas. So here I am in the middle of filming my video and I get a new appreciation for it. Yeah, this would be lovely in winter. When I'm smelling that, actually, I'm reminded of Christmas. So maybe I went through a little phase in Christmas time of wearing this. You absolutely can still get hold of this one in the UK at the very least. So check out Fantasy Intense. So with the next, and actually the last perfume that I'll talk about today, I didn't really understand the whole concept and theme behind it, and that's Electric Fantasy. But now that I have it, I kind of get the electric theme, perhaps because of the pepper, the sort of spiciness. This is really enjoyable. It's got passion fruit in it, and I love passion fruit, so perhaps we're always off to a good start there. Do you know what? I did have a problem with the first bottle of this I bought. We had to take it back, so the struggle with the lid isn't necessarily a good thing. Let's go for some spare skin with Electric Fantasy. Yeah, it's got something different to it. Whereas with the Intense Fantasy, it was too similar at first. to the original for me. This definitely has a difference. This is something new to your collection if you like the Britney line. And that's pretty, isn't it? The bottle there. I mean, I wonder how many more of these will be launched, these fantasies. They take up quite a bit of room, but I do love them. So yeah, check out the quite new, I think this was the end of last year this was released, Electric Fantasy. So there we have it. That is the second half of my Britney Spears perfume collection. Soon to be added to, perhaps, because I tried Blissful Fantasy in the week. That's the yellow bottle, and I really rather liked it. So much more than the first time around. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you can chat to me in the comments about your favourites, the ones that you like the sound of or want to try. And yeah, I don't see these going anywhere anytime soon. I do have a bit of a scandalous reveal, and that is that since filming my first part of the collection, I've actually had one of my bottles move on. Realised I wasn't going to wear it anymore. So the collection's got a bit smaller, but in equal measure, I'll be adding to it soon too. Let me know in the comments anything you'd like to see from me in the future. And until next time, see you soon.